When we started, when I came in 1990, and David came shortly after me, David Chu, we were at 28 churches, about 4,600 people. We had a few affiliated groups that were working within us already that were Lao background or other background Chinese churches. But yet we still had largely ethnic bodies, ethnic German bodies that were our congregations at that time. Now, when I left, I'm not sure exact date actually, no, about 2003, I know the report book said there were 41 churches. Many of those were of other ethnic backgrounds at that time that had come in. Also other church plants. The goal of the church plants were not specifically to be ethnocentric churches, but rather very Christocentric churches, Jesus-centered churches that might draw people from a number of backgrounds. Now, routinely people like to congregate with others like them. Not unusual. And so a number of our congregations that were formed were either largely white Caucasian or Asian background or various other forms. But there was an intent both in church ministries and also with evangelism church development at that time to try and find ways of being more inclusive to other diversity of peoples and inviting them as part of the church body. Out of the Mennonite Church, Abraham and Sarah, other things came along that were an effort again to be more welcoming. I think it was Verl Stutzman's book on welcome that was one that was used and given to our churches in British Columbia to again try to engender this idea of looking beyond their immediate sense of who they were and seeing themselves as part of a larger community. Over the years then, it was good to see the growth of people from a number of their backgrounds coming in. Many of them were people that were already like us in some respects, white, Caucasian kind of people, but adding more and more second generation, third generation people from other backgrounds also coming in. Where finally we had a wonderful mix with names like Arney and McDonald and Jansen mixed in with Chu and all the others that were kind of part of that. For a while, our conference reflected that with Ellie Lowen as our administrator, and then myself and David Chu and Benzie George, then also working in the office. It was kind of a bit of a small snapshot of what that could look like. And for me, that was one of the exciting things, just because each person brings their own background and culture, and they bring their own ideas and their ways of doing things, which can be kind of a difficult thing as you rub at times, but also remarkable in that it often gave us new insight and new ideas that we could act on. My hope is, again, that that's going to continue with our churches in the Lower Mainland here, both Mennonite Brethren and Mennonite Church in the context here, that we'll see increasing numbers of second, third generation people feeling comfortable in our congregations and being invited and being reached out to and being enfolded and embraced in the gospel.